Are you ready? Are you ready for the thrill of victory? Are you ready to taste victory? Are you ready to take your sports betting to a whole new level? Sit up, put your feet on the floor, because we have work to do. Welcome to the grind. Welcome to Cappers Nation, your weekly all things sports betting show. Tune in live every Thursday at 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Let us make you a more successful sports bettor.
What's going on, everybody? Cappers Nation Live. Monday morning, game day edition, or Monday afternoon for everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have everybody here. Shane, Anthony, Off the Block Tattoos, Chido, Worthy OM311. Jeff, good afternoon, good morning. Hold on one second. All right. Hold on. All right, good afternoon, everybody. If you're looking for my personal plays, they have not been sent out yet. If you're looking for my personal plays, they have not been sent out yet. They will be sent out after the live show. I have them pretty much wrapped up, but need to confirm a couple players starting in one of the games, and my personal plays will be sent out to everybody if you're on my list and if you renewed. If you signed up on Friday for my personal plays, you're going to want to renew. Over the last 3-day stretch, we went 2-1, 4-1, and 2-2. Winning is winning. Money is money. Jeff says Tua is gone. I mean, that had to be a no-brainer. McCarthy as the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, sources say. Interesting day all around in sports. Good morning, Who Dat Bob. Definitely a disappointing performance by your Saints yesterday. They had their opportunities. Definitely did not perform up to par, unfortunately. I'm sure it was nonetheless, I'm sure you had a lot of fun, Who Dat Bob, tailgating and the whole experience, but definitely would have loved to see you guys go a lot farther. Hey, Gennaro, yesterday was an awful day for premium plays. But hey, they're not going to have a winning day every single day. But yeah, yesterday was definitely a rough day. Guaranteed game. We're going to do that recap. That way we can get out of the way, because I can only be live for about 45 more minutes. So need to do the bowl game as well as some college hoops. So we'll jump right to it, do the recap. Not much to recap from yesterday. Personal plays ended up going 2-2 yesterday. We lost the free one I gave you in the live chat. Michigan State under 143.5. I lost on the Saints yesterday. Also, I hammered home a nice big win on Xavier laying 7.5, as well as North Dakota laying 4.5. So 2-2 on my personal plays yesterday. Our big guaranteed NFL play on the Eagles. That was practically a loser after 8 offensive snaps by the Eagles, with Carson Wentz getting knocked out of the game. Unfortunately, it's just one of the things that you can't expect to happen. You can't cap. So. It sucks. It's tough. You take it on the chin like a champ and you move forward. It is what it is. I mean, there's nothing to complain about other than Josh McCown. He did what he could do. He hung him in. He hung the team in for the entire game. And for a backup playing in his first ever playoff game, it is what it is. Nothing that you can plan for, expect, or handicap for. So we dropped that one. Premium plays had an awful day yesterday. Premium plays have been cold as of late. They're definitely overdue for a monster run. I'm sure it's coming. It always happens. Wright State, Dayton, both games there. Wow, I couldn't believe Wright State, Dayton just playing around with St. Joe's, letting St. Joe's push them around the first half, push them around the first half of the second half. And then finally Dayton decided to do what Dayton does and start putting up some points. And I think they ended up winning by 13. We were laying 16.5 there. The over in the Saints game, close one there, but obviously not close enough. And then Colorado laying 8.5 against Oregon State. I didn't see that game. I didn't watch any of it. Matter of fact, I didn't watch really any of the games yesterday, with the exception of the last quarter of the first NFL game. I ended up spending some time with my little one and wife yesterday. But Colorado up big, covering the spread, and ended up losing big. Not sure what happened there, but rough day all the way around with premium plays. But they'll have a nice big bounce back yesterday. But as I said, I went 2-2. Tough day all the way around. Free except for free plays. Free plays 3-1 yesterday. Timberwolves laying 1.5 daily free consensus play. That was a winner during the live show. We gave you the Vikings first quarter team total over a half. That was a winner. And then VCU laying 7. That was a nice big blowout winner during the live show yesterday. And then the only one that we lost was the under in the Michigan State game and Michigan game under 143.5. So free plays yesterday ended up going 3-1. Hold on one second, guys. No, Raymond, my plays are not out yet. My plays will be out after the live show. Who that Bob says, penalties at crucial moments, pass Happy Peyton, and poor performance equal loss. Yep, most definitely. Good morning, Edward. Good morning. NHL yesterday ended up splitting out, going 1-1. Hammered home Minnesota over 6. That was a nice winner. And then we took a shot on a big dog, the Red Wings, plus 200 on the money line. Took a real big shot there. They were actually winning 2-0 in the first period, and gave up 4 straight goals in the second and the third period to the Blackhawks. So 1-1 there, no harm, no foul. That didn't even lose any juice by winning the minus 110 and losing the plus 200. Sure would have been nice to hit the plus 200. The NHL package has been red hot. So moving forward, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking a little college football. We're going to talk about the one bowl game today. We're going to talk about the, what do we have it today? The Alabama Bowl down there in Birmingham. Or Mobile, Alabama, excuse me. Just pop up my stuff here. You got the Lending Tree Bowl game. We're going to talk about that. Then we're going to move into some college football. I don't think I'm going to have any time today to do the early look ahead for this weekend's NFL or the national championship game today. I don't think we're going to have time to do that today because I do have to get out of here in a little bit. So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to make sure that we hit the important parts of everything. today. That way make sure you guys are looking correct on the right side. If you're on our bowl package, make sure you log in. There's a special note as well as an email I know Jay sent out letting everybody know that they activated a week of premium plays for everybody that was part of the bowl package. So you have that now. Make sure you log in and get it. That starts today. If you already had premium plays, it would have been tacked on to the end of what you already have. Shane wants to know about the Oklahoma State and West Virginia game. Shane, I'm going to do that game for you. Matter of fact, we'll do that one first. I'll make sure that that's the first game in college basketball that we break down. All right, guys, here we go. Get this bowl game underway for you guys. This game goes down at 7:30 Eastern time. Lending Tree Bowl. They're in Mobile, Alabama. Ladd Peddle Stadium. Miami of Ohio game 279 and 280. Louisiana Lafayette. Our Raging Cajuns. We do like our Raging Cajuns, that's for sure, right? We've loved them all year long. We don't know about today, though. We're going to find out. Game 279, 280. Raging Cajuns actually opened up as a 14.5 point dog. It is now down to 14 at 5 dimes, 14 at the Westgate, 14 at the D Casino, 14.5 still at Bovada. Total opened up at 56.5, and it's down to 55, as well as 54.5. It was at 54.5 a little bit ago, about an hour ago at 5 dimes. I'm not sure if it went back up to 55, but it was 54.5 at the Westgate and 5 dimes with some under bettors coming in. If you guys are looking for access to live lines, here you go. Here's a direct link to the odds right on our website, guys. Those are actually real-time odds. It's still in a beta testing mode for you guys. Eventually, it'll probably have a 5 to 10 minute delay, but we're testing out the live odds feature, which is going to be available to all of our clients and members inside our website here in the near future. But if you want to test them out and see what it's like to have access to actual real-time odds that are updated in real time, there's a direct link to it. Every now and then you might get a little error just because our web designers and our web team is still coding the back end of it. They're still adding on the half times as well as line movements, as well as a couple other books as well. So a lot of cool stuff and cool features are going to be in there. And we've got it for all the major sports, NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and CFL and WNBA will also be added as well once those start up as well. So if you want access to live lines, you want to be able to actually see not 15, 30-minute delayed or scraped XML feeds. These are direct from Scientific Gaming, which is the only person that actually distributes live odds to all the major sports books, as well as all the offshore books as well. So there you go. There's a direct link to it, so that way you guys can actually see the live odds that I see. And we put up on our website the books that we believe that you guys use the most. 5 dimes, DraftKings back east, the BetMGM app, which should be added on there today, I believe. Caesars, which is also nationwide, Bovada and BetDSI, which are also offshore like 5 dimes, and then a couple of the local Vegas books for us locals, the Westgate, MGM, Circa, which is the D Casino, and that one's important because they're the first ones to put out NFL lines or college football lines way earlier than everybody else, as well as the station casinos, and Caesars is national as well. Nick, what's going on? Flex, what's going on? All right. Fat Boy Nava says Seahawks at the 49ers for the NFC Championship. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into that bowl game for you guys. We're going to jump into the bowl game and then help you guys out, and then we're going to jump right into some college football. And taking a look at Miami of Ohio, guys, 8-5 on the year, 7-6 straight up, 6-7 against the spread. Oh, and back to the live odds. I believe, in my opinion, and I've heard this from a few people, the mobile feature, being able to see the live odds on your phone, you can turn it sideways and you could actually see them, more spread out. But if you look at them, just, the straight vertical view, it has to be one of the cleanest live odds or any odds on a mobile device that I've seen. It beats what Don Best puts out. It beats what Vegas Insider puts out. As far as being able to view it, you don't have to scroll in and zoom to see the teams. It's super, super, super easy. And again, if you guys if you have any constructive criticism on it, it's still in the beta testing mode. So feel free to shoot me an email and I'll be able to forward it to our tech guys because they put it out a little early so everybody can test it before the full features are released. Jonathan, good morning. Kyle, Man USC took a dump last night. Is that really how they play? Yep, that's how they play. I actually bet Washington super late yesterday. I took a nap, woke up, and then ended up bet Washington and went back to take another nap. Louisiana Lafayette 10-3 on the year straight up. The Raging Cajun Guides 9-4 covering the spread, 6-7 to the over. The Raging Cajuns a covering machine. Yet again this year, they made us a ton of money, and here we are in the bowl season. All right, bowl season for the Raging Cajuns. Louisiana Lafayette 18-8 against the spread under head coach Napier. Miami of Ohio just 2-8 against the spread their last 10 games against a good team with a winning percentage of 70% or more. Miami of Ohio 12-3 to the under their last 3 years versus an opponent after a straight-up loss. And then again in the Alabama Bowl game series, guys, the Lending Tree Bowl. Underdogs are 8-2 against the spread in the last 10 years of this bowl game. Underdogs are 8-2 in the last 10 bowl games for the Alabama Bowl game. Taking a look recently what Louisiana Lafayette did, they just got done first week of December, if you guys remember, conference championship game against Appalachian State. They were catching 5.5. They ended up losing by 7, 45-38, super high scoring game. App State absolutely came out and dominated early. It was a huge lead. Louisiana Lafayette ended up coming back. They ended up losing by a touchdown. But if you remember correctly, we actually teased that game with the over, and that was an easy blowout winner. Christian, how are premium plays doing? They've actually been a little on the cold side. Definitely looking for a nice big run, and it's well overdue. It's well overdue. I do like what we put out today for premium plays. I really do. I think they have a big day today. I think premium plays have that big bounce back day today, especially after yesterday. Everybody knows when they have a super bad day, which was yesterday, the next day is usually amazing. When can you expect my personal plays? Well, sometime between now and when the games are done, or when the games start. When they're ready. I don't have a time. I don't put a time limit on when I send them out. When they're ready, I will put them out. Matt, feel free to rewind. Feel free to rewind. We're doing the bowl games. I've got about 22 minutes, and then I'm off the live show. So if you're coming in late, feel free to go back and hit the rewind button, and feel free to join us all again. I don't mean to be a dickhead or rude, but I've got 22 minutes, and then I'm out of here. So it would probably benefit everybody if you join late, just go hit the rewind button. And since you weren't on it, Matt, I guess it doesn't matter if we lost or we won, right? Christian, I disagree waiting till somebody's hot. You're better off riding the entire run than not, but that's just me personally. But anyways, back to Louisiana Lafayette, guys. Before losing to App State, they were on that nice big winning streak. If you guys remember, they were only a 2-loss program through the regular season, with losses coming to Mississippi State in the beginning of the year where they lost by 10, as well as App State where they lost by 10 earlier in the year. Taking a look at Miami of Ohio, guys, 5-loss program. They are coming off their loss and are coming off a win over Central Michigan where they beat them 26-21. Before that, back the end of November, they had that slight little slip up against Ball State. They ended up losing 41-27 in a game that they were a 3.5-point dog. They are actually riding. They actually have 5 out of their last 6 games have gone under the total. 5 out of their last 6 games have gone under the total, whereas 4 out of their first 5 games went over the total as well. And again, as I said, Miami of Ohio 12-3 on the under their last 3 years versus an opponent after a straight-up loss. At AG, you would think some get it, but apparently we can't get through a breakdown, but it's all good. We only do what we can do. We can only do what we can do. Miami of Ohio guys, they average 24.7 points per game, 133 rush yards, 3.5 yards per carry, passing yards 173 on average per game, 7.3 yards per passing attempt. Miami of Ohio is a run program, and no different than Louisiana Lafayette. Louisiana Lafayette guys, they average 38.8 points per game. This is a running program that absolutely has dominated teams all year long, and they've made us a ton of money on the ground. All right, they average 41 rushing plays, 265 on the ground, 6.4 yards per carry on average. They also average 236 in the air. They split up their passing and run plays, but it's not as a huge wide margin as some people would expect. 41 rush plays to 30 passing plays, 236 in the air, and 8 yards on average per passing attempt. Miami of Ohio on defense, they give up 28.2 points per game. A little over 4 touchdowns a game, 174 on the ground, 4.2 yards per carry, 206 in the air, 6.5 yards per passing attempt is what they give up. All right. Louisiana Lafayette holding teams to under 3 touchdowns a game, 19.9 points per game. 180 yards on the ground is what they give up. They've actually, they played a lot of run teams, but they've still struggled to stop the run. That's why we saw some of their games go way over the total, kind of like we did against South Alabama, as well as App State in the second game. Not the first game, but the second game. They also give up 194 in the air at 6.6 yards per passing attempt. Both teams in the plus categories on turnovers, +3 on turnovers for the Raging Cajuns, +3 for Miami of Ohio guys. Point differential, Miami does not have a plus number in this category of what they average, beating their opponents by. They're actually negative as far as this number goes. Whereas Louisiana Lafayette averages beating their opponents by 18.9 points per game on average every team that they've played so far. Edward tried THC before the show. Kyle works as a BS filter. Yeah, I would probably should. Probably should. I don't know why, guys. I mean, we've only been live for less than 20 minutes. You join in late. You join in 15 minutes late. Just start from the beginning. Be 15 minutes behind. It's not a big deal. You can skim through some of the stuff. Plus, if you want to recap, watch our daily free play video. It's in there as well. Hell, that video is only 5 minutes long. But apparently, some people don't want to listen to that part. So I guess I'm not going to be putting the free plays at the end anymore. I'll make sure for the next week the free plays are somewhere in between the recap as well as the middle towards the latter part of the video. But they won't be at the end. So for all the people that just want to fast forward, well, you're shit out of luck now. Right, Edward Wright, who gets to a party midway through asking for cake. I love it. I mean, maybe we should just give out the free play right now too, and then we'll do the recap. Maybe we should just give out the free play in this video. Yeah, Nick, I can use another one. It's about empty. It's about empty. All right, so as far as the side and the total go, we've got plays and all this. I'm probably going to give you guys one of them as the free play later on in the show. So I'm not going to give that out just yet, but I'm definitely going to give you guys probably something on this one, if not multiple things to bet on this game, because there are a few things that I like as well that are not part of the bowl package or the premium plays today, but I'll probably definitely hook everybody up that's in the live chat here in a little bit, especially if you guys bribe me with, big thumbs up in the video. So if you appreciate all the hard work, do us a big favor. Give us a big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to bring you guys the free content 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Justice killing you? You know me. I'm always... Nick Rez, no thumbs up today, no free picks today. Well, here, I'm gonna mess around with you. So here you go. No thumbs up, you're in timeout. See you in 5 minutes, Nick. See ya in 5 minutes. Jeff, you're killing me. Where's the cake? It's still at the grocery store. Cake is still in the oven. Cake is still in the oven, everybody. It's definitely going to be a good day today. We're on our spicy side. We're having a great time. And Nick, don't worry, I don't take it personal. And don't take my putting you in timeout personal either. Just like teasing a little bit, like poking the buttons. You know what I mean? If you can't have fun doing what you're doing. I mean, people want to come in and interrupt the show and ask us what we did yesterday. I guess I could just lollygag around and not do breakdowns. I mean, I did promise Shane I'll break down the Oklahoma State and West Virginia game, but now that I only have 14 minutes to go, I don't know how much more time we'll have to do after that one. So we'll see, I guess. But either way, for Shane, I did promise a breakdown on the Oklahoma State West Virginia game. William texts me, says I'm on a roll today. Absolutely, Edward, merciless. So again, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Fresh Kabar 45, what's going on? What's going on, brother? Thank you, Jermaine, for that comment you left on our video. Much appreciated. Well, we at least know there's a couple smart ones in here. Out of the 70 plus people in here, we know there's at least a couple that are use their noggin correctly. Keith just dropped some knowledge on all y'all. Let the man do his job and he'll try to make us money. Damn straight. At AG, dropping the knowledge as well. Says if you didn't purchase a package, quit asking questions if the picks hit or not. Buy a package and you'll know if his picks did. At an AG, that's classic. As you can see, I'm smiling and blushing. but then they wouldn't know if we're hot or not. Oh no. Real Colin says West Virginia on the road. Anthony says, just bought the groceries to make the cake. Yeah, ours is in the oven. If you're looking for the cake on my personal plays, they're in the oven. All right. The cakes are in the oven. Cakes are in the oven. All right, guys, taking a look at some college hoops for today. We're going to jump right into it, guys. West Virginia, Oklahoma State. This one was promised for Shane. Shane asked for it. So we're going to do this one. Jamar, what's going on, buddy? Justice dropping knowledge. It's not hot or not. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Absolutely. Absolutely. Taking a look at this one, guys. I'm so used to looking at live odds on a whole different screen that's so small that when I go to look at them on our website now, I'm so not used to that layout. So it actually confuses me at first. But obviously, if I'll get used to it, you guys will get used to it. And I love that it's on our website now. You guys want to have access to real-time odds? Head to our website. Head to our website. All right, guys, game 863, 864. It's actually at the very bottom of the regular games before you get to the extra added games. Taking a look, guys, line opened up. West Virginia laying 1.5. That line has completely flip-flopped in some spots. And there's some discrepancies, not on the odds, but on what you can get this game at in different books, because different books are taking different action on it. For instance, 5 Dimes has West Virginia laying 1 minus $1.10, Oklahoma State +1 minus $1.10. You could also go to Bovada and West Virginia's laying 1.5. You can go to Bet DSI and it's a pick'em minus $1.10. You can also go to the Westgate, and Oklahoma State is laying 1. DraftKings has West Virginia at a half. All right, at a half. So anywhere from a pick'em all the way up to laying 1.5 for West Virginia and a plus 1.5 for Oklahoma State. So a big discrepancy on the line either direction from every book. This is one of the strange lines, strange games where most books are not at a consensus or at least within a point. Total on this one opened up at 138.5. It's down a point to 137.5. 5 Dimes has it at 137.5, same as the Westgate. DraftKings at 138, and the D Casino actually as low as 137. I know you do, Nick. I was just teasing you. Welcome back, Nick. Welcome back, Nick. Edward, who was it that I used to just put in timeout over and over just for shits and giggles? Everybody, welcome back, Nick. He was in a 300-second timeout for fun. There was somebody, Nick, that we used to put in timeout just every time they spoke, they opened up their mouth. We'd put them in timeout a long time ago just for fun. But they got really mad. They got really butthurt. I forget who it was. Edward, do you remember who that was? Or any of our older viewers know who that was? I don't remember who it was off the top of my head. Never as KC, I see you just jumped on board for 3 days of my plays. Thank you for jumping back on board. I will be sending those to you as soon as I get them done. As soon as we're done with the live show, I'll be sending them out right before my appointment. Parlay George. We did put Round Robin George in timeout, but there was somebody else. We booted him right back to SBR. We booted him right back to SBR. Love it. Well, he liked getting both sides of the games 5 times, so he can go back with that, with those clowns over there. All right, so let's dive in depth into these programs, all right? Let's see what we can find on these programs for you guys. This game is not on our card. I do not have a play on it. Let's take a look at Oklahoma State, guys. They are the home team, first of all. Mike Botten, he's got his Cowboys, the Oklahoma State Cowboys, guys. He's got them off. They were off to a hot start, all right? They have trended in the wrong direction, no doubt about it. They've lost 4 out of their last 6 games. Oh, Michael, I didn't see that you were in the hospital with the flu. Hope you feel better. Hope you feel better. Glad you're out of the hospital. But Oklahoma State, guys, they've lost 4 out of their last 6 games. They lost to Georgetown, Wichita State, Minnesota lost by 20. They lost by 35 to Texas Tech. They have a couple wins. One was over Houston, who they won by 6, as well as Southeastern Louisiana gimme game where they beat them by like 51 points, excuse me. And here they are at home. They play in the Gallberger IBA Arena, guys. It is one of the larger arenas, holds a little over 13,600 fans. And believe it or not, they get a home court ranking of 3.9, which makes it the 35th toughest place to play in all of Division I. So obviously, first of all, you're going to give you're going to give 2-point advantage, for Oklahoma State playing at home and with their home court advantage, maybe even 2.5. Big 12 conference play game. They are 0-1 in conference play. They're coming off a loss to Texas Tech, trying to get their first conference win against West Virginia. And you could take a look at what they did in their game against Texas Tech. I mean, just absolute horrendous shooting, with exception of the 3-ball. They knocked down 33.3% from out deep. All their 2-point plays, they just hit 24%. Pathetic, low number, and that's one of the reasons why they got beat by 35 points. On top of that, they shot 61% from the charity stripe. All right, pace of play. Texas Tech held them to a little slower pace. They were down to 18.2 seconds on average, whereas they're usually a much faster program. They usually are right in the 16.8 seconds per possession. or 17.1 seconds per possession, excuse me. Taking a look at the Mountaineers, guys, Bob Huggins, he's got the West Virginia Mountaineers off to a hot start. They're 11-2 on the year. They are coming off a 7-point loss to Kansas back last Saturday on the 4th, just a couple days ago. That was a road game where they hung in tough with Kansas. Before that, they lost on the road to St. John's. They lost by 2. They lost by 2. That was actually their first loss of the year. And they don't have many losses. They had a nice big 7-game win streak to start the year before they ran into St. John's on the road. Then they had 4 games, all winning. Gimme games, nonetheless, until they ran into Kansas. Here they are on the road against Oklahoma State. They are 0-1 in conference play. Their first conference game was against Kansas in the Big 12, and here they are. Yeah, 1,000 picks a day. And they're going to give you both sides twice or 3 or 4 times, depending on which show you watch. Glad you're back with us, Michael, and hopefully you heal up good. Taking a look at both of these programs, when you compare the side-by-side numbers. First of all, West Virginia's offense. We have them ranked 54th in all of Division I. Oklahoma State comes in at 100. When it comes to the defensive side of things, West Virginia's defense, we believe they have a top 5 defense in all of Division I with adjusted efficiencies, and that is based on, strength of schedule as well. Hold on one second. We've got West Virginia as the 5th toughest defense with adjusted efficiencies in all of Division I. Shane says West Virginia defense will be too much, plus rebounding. Rebounding is a big thing. West Virginia actually has the 6th best stat for offensive rebounds. 39% of all the rebounds come from the offensive glass. 28.9% for Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State hitting 47.8% from the field. West Virginia 47.4%. Now, West Virginia does struggle from the free throw line. Luckily for them, they're not in a high percentile of what they, rely on the, free throws for, but they are 21.5% of all their points come from the free throw line. They hit 65.8% from the charity stripe, whereas Oklahoma State's hitting 73.5%, 73.5%. West Virginia hitting 31.3% of all their three-point attempts. Same number for Oklahoma State. When it comes to 2-point plays, both teams have been struggling. West Virginia hitting just 47.6%. Oklahoma State knocking down 48.3%. Pace of play. West Virginia likes to move the ball down the court fairly fast, averaging 16.8 seconds on average per possession before they get the shot off. Oklahoma State averaging 17.1 seconds on average per possession. Shane, what are you missing on the line as far as the line goes on this one? As far as the line on this one, obviously, let's take a look at the money first. Let's take a look at the money so we can gauge where the line is moving. And these numbers, for the money aspect, will change a little bit later in the day as well. But as of right now, I see 85% of the money coming in is on West Virginia. Yet you've got a reverse line movement. Obviously, it could be the sole fact, unless there's a key player out, which I don't see. I don't see anything strange as far as key players or anything on this one that I know of. But obviously, first, reverse line movement. Reverse line movement going to be key. Oklahoma State coming off their slaughter fest. They have been absolutely just getting dominated from start to finish. The last, 4 out of their last 6 games. And I'm just taking a look just real quick. In the last hour, I don't see anything strange. That would cause the line to shift. Nothing different on my part other than a reverse line movement. throw in the two, maybe the odds makers are given a bigger home court advantage for Oklahoma State where they play. It's definitely a home court advantage situation. They do have a high ranking as far as home court goes. Oklahoma State, I believe, what I say it was the 35th toughest place to play. So maybe they're given, more points than they normally would. Maybe they're given 3.5 points for the home court advantage for Oklahoma State in this situation. So if you take that aspect out, they're laying one at 5 dimes. If it was a true 3, for being at home, this would be a 4.5, 4 to 4.5 neutral site game. 4 to 4.5, obviously, with West Virginia the favorite. If West Virginia was playing at home, it'd probably be a 7 or an 8 point game. Whereas, here it is 1. And don't forget, you gotta take a look at what Oklahoma State did to West Virginia last year on the road, beating them 85-77. So they take that into consideration, knowing that they beat them by 8 in a super high scoring game last year, actually in March too. So, but yeah, as I can see, no injuries, nobody's sitting. As far as that aspect goes, I do lean towards West Virginia. I do like West Virginia. I have the option to shop around because, I have multiple books, as well as in Vegas. 5 Dimes has them at, -1 right now. But yet, the books here in town, let me go back to college basketball odds. I had college football up, clicked on the wrong link. But as far as, here in town, you can get them as, as low as a pick. You could actually as low as +1. Also as low as, a pick depending on which book you go to. So the line being all over the place, if it was me, I'd head down to the Westgate and I'd take West Virginia +1. That's who I lean towards in this one. I think they're the better program. They're obviously trending in the right direction. They actually had the lead at the half in their last game against Kansas. Coach blames the 3 blind mice, called the referees, criticized the referees, the 3 blind mice, and their officiating in that game. I can tell you, our system actually has it closer than what it is. Our system has them winning by 3, but I do side with you. I do think that I don't know if they win by 10. Probably, they could, but closer in the lines of 5 or 6. Does anyone know if opened any book this year? Nick Rez, not sure what you're referencing. Try again, buddy. I agree, Shane. I think West Virginia should be a 3-point favorite here. Taking a look, you take a look at, what Oklahoma State's done at home. They have 2 losses at home. They got beat by Georgetown by 7, and they also got beat by Wichita State by 19 at home. Other than that, they've got some wins at home against Oral Roberts, UMKC, and Yale, and Southeastern Louisiana Community College. So there's that one. There's that one. See if we have time to do one more game. See if we can do one more game for you guys. Where's another good game? All right, let's do the Georgia Southern and Little Rock game. Georgia Southern Little Rock game. We'll do that one now because I do have to get running here in a little bit. And again, if you're on my personal plays, they have not been sent out yet. They have not been sent out yet. So if you're not on them, get on them. Oh, and we're running a special. I've got some sales going on, but running a special. There's a couple, obviously, the 3 days, $99. They've got the other one, you get a month of my personal place for $500. They've got one that they're doing It's all my personal plays between now and the NBA Finals for $1,500. But if you do it today and today only, they're going to throw in all my games of the week. So you won't have to buy my games of the weeks between now and the end of the NBA Finals on June 21st for $1,500. So it pretty much pays for itself with my game of the weeks. So there's that one, and there's a link to it as well. All right, so let's jump into this one, guys. We're going to do Georgia Southern and Little Rock next. Taking a look at the odds on this one, if I ever get them back up on my screen. And again, if you haven't already done so, take 1 second out of your day. 1 second out of your day, hit that subscribe button right down below. If you're new to our channel, hit that subscribe button. We go live 7 days a week. We'll be live again tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. We'll break down all the action tomorrow. We'll try and do a live look ahead at next week's divisional round in the NFL, as well as the national championship game. Got some big stuff to announce tomorrow as well, pertaining to the national championship game, Super Bowl, all that fun stuff. It's going to be a great time. So make sure you guys tune into tomorrow's live show as well. Always going to be a great time. Always, always, always going to be a great time. So, again, if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button, tap that little bell next to it. That way you get notified each and every single time we go live. And then if you haven't already done so, do us a huge favor. Don't be like the 3 ding-dongs and give it a thumbs down. Give us a big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to bring you guys the free content 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Live shows 7 days a week as well. All right, guys, taking a look at this game. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? There we go. Georgia Southern, guys, opened up as a 2-point dog. Little Rock opening up as a 2-point favorite. That line is now down to 2.5. Total opened up at 145.5. It's down to 145 at 5 dimes. So Westgate, DraftKings has it at 145. The D Casino here in Vegas, as well as the station casinos, all have it at 144.5. It's down a full point from it opened to those books over there. With Georgia Southern catching 2.5 as well. Plus 110 or minus 110, depending. Whereas Arkansas, Little Rock, minus 150 on the money line. Taking a look at both of these programs, let's start out with Little Rock. 10-5 on the year. They are riding a 5-game win streak. They beat Tennessee State, Louisiana Monroe, Louisiana, Texas State, and University of Texas Arlington, who they just beat by 3, 90-89 last Saturday. They are 4-0 in conference play, guys. They play in the Sun Belt Conference. This is a Sun Belt Conference play game, guys. And let me tell you, Little Rock off to a hot start in the Sun Belt. They are 4-0. And they've been lights out shooting. They're hitting 39.1% in conference play, whereas the entire season they've only been hitting 34.2%. Their last 4 games of conference play, they absolutely picked up their shooting. They're hitting 58.6% of all their 2-point plays. Every jump shot, layup, and dunk, they're number 1 in the Sun Belt as of, after 4 games of play. They're also hitting 73.6% of all their free throws during conference play. Whereas overall for the entire year, throughout their 15 games, they're at just 70.2%. All right, taking a look at Georgia Southern, 9-6 on the year. They're 3-1 in conference play. They just lost their first conference game last Saturday to App State, losing by 2, 74-72. This is a team that doesn't shoot very well to begin with. All right, doesn't shoot very well to begin with. And their numbers in conference play actually went down. And that's generally what happens because you get the tighter competition, the numbers drop. Whereas with Little Rock, we saw their numbers go up by large margins. Whereas, for Georgia Southern, those numbers have gone down, which is what happens generally, for most programs in college basketball. Taking a look at, Georgia Southern, they've been hitting 32.6% of all their 3-point plays. That's the only stat that actually went up. They're up to 33.3% in conference play. Whereas their 2-point plays all season long, they've been converting just 47.6%. That number's at 45% even during conference play. And their free throw shoot, which was already shitty at 69.8%, is down to 66.3% in conference play. And they're actually 3-1 in conference play with wins over Texas State, University of Texas Arlington, as well as Coastal Carolina, and then their 1 loss to App State. Before that, they had a 9-point loss to Georgia. They lost to Bradley by 30. North Dakota beat them by 12. They had a close loss against North Florida back in the beginning of the season where they lost by 3. And they don't have any impressive wins so far. I mean, I guess Mercer or maybe Texas State would have to be, as far as, their marquee wins. I do think Little Rock's the better coached program. I think Darrell Walker's, got his team rolling. He's got them under control. They're riding that nice big 5-game win streak. They had a tough start to the season. They're after their first, 4 games, they ran into a little stretch against Memphis and NC State, some bigger teams that dominated them. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Memphis and NC State should be able to rock Little Rock, and they did. But for being a little program in the Sun Belt Conference, they bounced back nicely. They've won 7 out of their last 9 games. They did have a 2-game losing streak against East Tennessee State and North Texas. But overall, I think Darrell Walker's got his program rolling in a great way. Overall, for the entire year, Little Rock hitting 51.5% from the field, just 48.1% for Georgia Southern. But what's amazing to me is the numbers in every single category when Little Rock got into conference play has gone up. All right, they have the number 1 offense on adjusted efficiency in the Sun Belt Conference. They also hit from the field the highest. They're the number 2 3-ball shooting team. They're the number 1 at converting 2-point plays. They're the 6th best free throw shooting team. And they are the number 2 spot at having their shots, preventing their shots being blocked on offense. So interesting is that Little Rock actually picked up their game for conference play. Overall, they hit 51.6% of their 2-point plays, 47.6% for Georgia Southern. Like I said earlier, Georgia Southern struggles from the free throw line, especially in their last 4 games, whereas Little Rock has been excelling. They hit 70.2% all year long, and they're up to 73.6% in conference play. Now, 2-foul participation, Little Rock participates. Matter of fact, they both participate. Huge advantage for Georgia Southern. Little Rocks will participate for 61.5% of the time. So if there's 10 minutes remaining and one of these kids for Little Rock picks up his second foul, let's just say it's Kamani Johnson, the 6'7" sophomore forward. He picks up 2 fouls. He's going to get some playing time. He's going to get over 60% of the playing time, 61.5% of the remaining playing time available in the first half. So if he picks it up at the 10-minute mark, he's going to get over 6 minutes of that remaining 10, which will definitely affect the way that he defends, as well as goes for loose balls and how aggressive he may or may not be on offense. Georgia Southern will participate in it, 24.7%, so round up to the 25 mark, which is not a big number. It start getting up there on the high side, right around the 30 percentile, but the 61%, that's a high number. Experience level definitely goes to Georgia Southern. Height advantage, none. They're roughly about the same on average per player. As far as this one goes, I do lean towards the home team here, Little Rock, guys. Arkansas Little Rock laying the 2.5. I think they have the better program. I think they're better coached, and they're definitely trending in the right direction. There's no denying that one. Right? There's no denying that one. As well as, they're playing at home. No, the Stevens Center does not have that big of a home court advantage. Maybe a point at best, probably closer to a half a point. They're in the bottom 2/3 as far as strength of home court advantage. So, but I do lean towards Arkansas Little Rock. Joe says, nice winner on the Caps 3-way the other day. Thank you. Appreciate that. Aaron, what's going on? Fred, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Shane, Little Rock definitely has the better program overall. We actually have them fairly even when it comes to offense based on adjusted efficiencies. Believe it or not, Georgia Southern comes in 12 spots higher when you rank them. We've got Georgia Southern on offense ranked 167 to Little Rock 178. But that's overall for the entire year. Conference play, Little Rock number 1. Little Rock number 1 in the Sun Belt as far as conference play goes as of right now. You know, that's basically their last 4, you know, well, it's taken 4 out of their last 5 games. So same thing with defense. Defense is very similar styles as well. Should be a great game. You know, Georgia Southern loves to push the pace. They're a fast-paced team, 15 seconds. Little Rock likes to slow it down. They're an 18-second per possession team that they take 18 seconds before they get a shot off on average. You know, so almost a 2.5 second, you know, slower program. And for reference, Virginia's in the 21.5 seconds per possession time slot. All right, going to get you guys on a free play today. I apologize for not being able to go live for a crazy amount of time. We're live for an hour already. Wish I could go live longer because there's some good college basketball games today. There's some real good college basketball games, no doubt about it. Give me 1 second, folks. Getting everything up onto the screen. Get everything up on the screen. Double check the line for everybody. Make sure nothing's changed. See, the juice has changed a tad bit this morning from when we put it out. Going to get you guys on a free premium play today. Get it across the screen. It is in the college football game. It is in the college football game. Miami of Ohio, Louisiana Lafayette. First half over 27.5. It was minus 114 when I got in the office, as well as it's moved to minus 123 now. So it's a little extra juice to be able to take it at 27.5. 4 touchdowns, 4 extra points will be a nice big win for everybody. We get this in the comment section as well. All right, so there's that one, guys. Miami of Ohio, Louisiana Lafayette, first half over 27.5. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just says thank you. Thanks, your time is very valuable. Thank you for sharing some of it with us. You're very welcome, Justice. I love doing the live shows. Love doing it. Love doing the live shows. It's actually something that I love doing. Nobody else. Sorry, I was reading the email. Thank you, Brian Watson, for your email. Appreciate it. Actually, just saw it come in. Never SKC says hardest working man in the business. You're very welcome. Shane, always. Greg, you got it at minus 115. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Edward. Again, guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you get notified each and every single time we drop a free play or we put out a live show or pre-recorded video. Remember, guys, get on board today. I look forward to working with each and every single one of you. If you're not on my personal plays, you probably want to. We're going to be red hot. Same thing with premium plays. Premium plays should definitely have a big day today. What's the total on the game? I saw 55. 54.5 a little bit ago. One and two, 5 and 2, 6 and 3, 6 and 5. And 6. $12-9 free plays last week. Could have been better. Definitely could have been better. 12-9 on free plays last week. Leans were really good. Leans were really good last week. Chido says thumbs up, people, or at least haters thumbs down. Always appreciate when you guys do. Fred Thomas says that's facts. I gained from last week. Definitely has some good insight. Thanks, Fred. Appreciate that. Mr. Blevins, you got it minus 110. Fantastic. Again, thanks for everybody for joining in. It's always a pleasure. Remember, we'll be live tomorrow, so hit that subscribe button. Remember, YouTube, one day YouTube allows you to be here, the next they don't. So as always, remember, follow me on Twitter. Twitter will always give you guys a notification each and every single time we go live. So make sure you follow on Twitter at CapNationKyle. There's a direct link to it. And go to our website, pick out a package, and get on board today. I look forward to working with each and every single one of you. If you guys are on my personal plays within the next hour, they'll be sent out. Just waiting to confirm one thing, and then they will be out. So give it about an hour, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more, somewhere in between. And let's have some fun today, all right, guys? Remember, always bet within your means. Don't do anything stupid. We'll see you guys live tomorrow. Take it easy, guys.